Get accountable or get burned. What do I mean by that? Guys, we live in a time today where nothing is anyone's fault anymore. We live in a time today where it's always someone else's fault as to why something happened. It's always someone else's fault as to why we did this. It's never our fault. You need to get in the habit of taking accountability. When the day of judgment comes, when you're facing your judgment, what are you going to do? Are you going to say, yeah, but I did this because that happened? Yeah, it's not my fault. The reason why I committed murder here was because of this. Yeah, but I only cheated on my wife because I saw her texting another guy while we were in bed. No, brother, you still cheated. No, brother, you still committed murder. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what makes murder murder? Because you killed that person unjustly. There's a difference between murdering someone and killing someone. If someone breaks into my house and they try and rape my family members or take my family away from me and I kill them and I shoot them, did I murder him? No, I killed him. If someone's walking on the side of the street and I go after them and I shoot them, is that murder? 100% I murdered him. Not only did I kill him, but I murdered him. You have to get in the habit of getting accountable. Look around, guys. Let me give you an example. Imagine this. Imagine someone raped your family member, bruised them up, and not only raped them, but did some pretty severe damage to them. Like they beat them, they scratched them up. And then you find out, you go after this person, you figure out where they live, you find them, you walk into their house, and you shoot them, you kill them. You're gonna go to court, obviously, you're gonna go to jail. But when you're in court facing the judge, and you're on trial or whatever, and the judge asks you, why did you murder this person? Are you gonna say, Your Honor, you have to understand, I did it. It was a just murder. He raped my family member and bruised them and harmed them terribly, and that family member now has trauma because of this person. My family member can't even rest at night knowing he still exists. They're terrified to even go outside knowing he's still out there, knowing there's guys like that out there. Your Honor, that's why I went to his house, I tracked him down, I found him, and I killed him. Guess what, brother? You know what Your Honor's gonna say? She's gonna say, but you still committed murder, you know that, right? And what are you gonna say? No? You committed murder. And now you're gonna have to face the penalty for murder, regardless as to what the reason was, because you murdered that guy. Let's say you have a wife, and let's say you guys are, chilling one night, you're arguing. The last week you've been arguing, you've been butting heads, and one day you come home at 11 o'clock at night. Let's say you work the overnight shift. Your wife didn't know you were coming home. Your boss just said, hey man, we got some things going on today. We're gonna shut down the facility early. Go ahead and go home early, man. Spend time with the family before they go to bed. You go home, but as you're on the way home, you walk into the house. Your wife doesn't hear you. She has her headphones on, and you can hear her with the door cracked. She doesn't notice you're home, on the phone with another man. And you hear her laughing. You hear them talking. And you hear her talking about you and how things are going bad right now. And you hear her say, when am I gonna see you? Your heart sinks. You don't tell her. You act like you didn't hear it. And then the next day you go out, you text someone, you meet up with some girl, you start talking to her a little bit, and then you cheat on your wife. You cheated on her, bro. What are you gonna say? I cheated on her because I assumed she was cheating on me. Even if she did cheat on you, what are you gonna say? I cheated on my wife because she cheated on me? What is it? Are you living an eye for an eye life? Don't live that way, bro. Are you gonna blame her for you cheating? Are you gonna blame her for you defiling not only yourself, your rook, and disrespecting your wife, but most importantly, disrespecting your ua? Of course, you can do that, but it's not gonna make any sense. At the end of the day, it's your fault. You still went out and cheated. When you face judgment, are you gonna say, yes, but you have to understand, I did it because I assumed she was doing this or she did it to me first? No, brother, you still cheated. You still defiled yourself. You still disrespected your ua. Come on, brother. There's no excuse. So the point I'm trying to make is you need to get accountable today. You need to figure out a way to understand that everything that happens in your life, the vast majority of things is your fault. Even if it's not your fault, but you tell yourself it is, you'll still find a way to prevent it from happening again, which will lead to that thing, the chances of it happening again, decreasing by a large amount. It'll be a small chance it will happen again. Get in the habit of understanding everything that happens in your life, just a lot of it's your fault. Take accountability for everything. You have to take accountability for everything, because when judgment comes, you have to take accountability. You're the one getting judged. Look at Solomon. Solomon had all the money, he had all the women, he had hundreds of wives, concubines, whatever the amount was. What happened to Solomon? His heart turned away from Yahuwah. He started worshiping other idols, making these things for other idols, his wives' idols. His heart literally turned away from Yahuwah. I mean, I think he broke, two of the first 4 commandments, maybe? You shall have no aluas before me. I think that's one of the 10 commandments. And then you shall make no graven images. I mean, it was bad. And now I'm not saying I don't have flaws in my life. Obviously, I have flaws. I've committed sins. I've messed up a ton to this day, every day. But Solomon's heart turned away from Yahuwah, and he was worshiping all these other idols and doing these things. What do you think he's going to say on judgment? How do you think it would sound if he said yes? But the reason why those things happened to me in my life, the reason why I made that decision was because my wives turned my heart away. They deceived me. They knew I loved them. They knew I would do anything to make them happy. So that's why I did it. I couldn't help myself. I was trying to please my wife. No, brother. You still committed the transgressions. You still committed the sin. Your heart still turned away from Yahuwah. So I just say that to say, guys, get accountable today. Take accountability for all the decisions you make in your life. Get in the habit of doing it now, because you don't know when your end's going to come. You could die tomorrow. You could die in 5 minutes. And when that time comes, when we're facing judgment, you're going to be the one who's going to have to answer for the way you lived and the things you did. So get in the habit of doing it today so you can prepare yourself and properly set yourself up for the day of judgment. That's it. I got me and my little dog right here. Baruch Yahuwah, Bashem Yahusha, Hallelujah Yahuwah. All praise to the Most High Yahuwah. Take care, guys.